Misty Harlowe, welcome to Australian Musician.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
I believe you're born and raised in Omeo, Victoria, is that right?
Well, close. So I was born and raised in on a dairy farm in East Gippsland near Marlow. But I have a little affiliation with Omeo. I think it's a really magical place, which is why I've written about it. But I've spent a lot of time in different areas. I lived in northern New South Wales, in Mullumbimby. I also lived in New Zealand for a little bit, and the last couple of years I've been in Melbourne.
Okay. So, what was the attraction to country music initially?
Well, I was always hearing it in the car as a kid. My mum would always play Johnny Cash, Linda Ronstadt, um, on repeat. So I think it was kind of always ingrained. And then I grew up and I never really listened to it. I did not like country music, and as I started writing, I'd be at university, and my like friends would be like, "Oh, that's a really cool country song you've written." I'm like, "It's not meant to be country." But then, I came around. I was like, "Oh well, I guess I'm writing country music, and now I love it." Um,
Yeah.
but yeah, I think it was that original growing up in a rural area and just hearing it all the time.
Yeah. So, once you developed your own musical tastes, what sort of things were you playing?
Um, I listened to a lot of Linda Ronstadt, Bonnie Raitt, and a fair bit of Marty Robbins.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
You have such a pure voice. Are you trained or is that just natural?
I have done vocal lessons before. Yeah. Yeah, I've definitely learnt a lot about the voice, but I think I was always singing as a kid. Um, yeah, and I've always been able to sing.
Yeah. We're talking to you in Nashville. How did the Nashville connection initially come about?
Well, my drummer, Danny Finkelstein, we went to university together, and he moved over here, and I've always wanted to come over, and so I was like, well, my drummer's over there, I may as well go and visit. And so that's how that came about. I guess by having him over here, it was my excuse to come over and visit. And so I was here for 3 months last year. Yeah, and now I'm back.
Yeah. So, what are you currently doing in Nashville?
I'm doing recording, writing. Um, this trip is mainly for just kind of catching up with people and just reminding people that I exist, basically. But I love this town. It's very cool. So it's good to be back.
Yeah. Reason we're talking is because you have a great new single, Welcome to the Wild West, and a great clip to go with it. Was that recorded in Nashville?
Yes, it was. It was written and recorded in Nashville. I co-wrote it with my good friend Alex Jordan. He's a Californian artist, recently moved to Nashville, and we met at a country bar, Dee's Country Cocktail Lounge, just randomly. And then I think I must have said, "Do you want to do a co-write?" And I think the next night we sat down, me, Alex, and Danny in his studio in East Nashville, and we wrote the song, and um, which was very fun. And then yeah, it was all recorded at a studio over here as well, um, with some great players.
Yeah. When the single comes out, people will see a great video clip that accompanies the single. Tell me about the filming of that clip.
So it was filmed at the Lully Tavern um, in Abbotsford in Melbourne, and directed by another good friend, Jyoti Miyagi. And we kind of came up with it. She came and visited me here while I was here in Nashville, um, and we came up with the concept for the clip. And it was we were listening to a very rough demo of the mix, um, and yeah, she kind of came up with the idea, and we brainstormed a bunch of ideas, but it was such a fun clip to make. There's a bunch of good friends in the video, and it was such an amazing crew working on it as well. I'm very very excited to release it. I think it's really cool.
Yeah, yeah, it's a fabulous looking clip. Tell me about the guitar in the clip. Is that your main guitar, and is there a story behind how you acquired it?
The one that's filmed in the clip in the
Yeah,
video. Um, Yeah, so that guitar is a Yamaha 1966 remake, I think, 1966 or 1967. Um, and that was actually given to me by an old boyfriend. So I've played that guitar a lot. It's still my main guitar. Um, but I didn't bring it with me to Nashville. I bought another one since I've been over here.
uh,
Um,
what have you
but
bought?
it's a great guitar. It's a I've actually got it here. It's a Kemper guitar. It's very nice. It's not a common brand though. It's good though. I like it. It's got a very warm sound. But
Yeah,
this one I keep over here for when I visit.
yeah. So when you go over and visit, is there an opportunity to play? Are there some small clubs that you get to have a bit of a play and a sing?
Uh a bit, yeah. I'm doing a few rounds while I'm here, so singer-songwriter rounds, which are really cool. Like they're everywhere throughout Nashville. Um, so yeah, I'm very lucky and excited to play those rounds with great songwriters.
The song Welcome to the Wild West is off a five-track EP, which will be out in probably a couple of months, I think you were saying. Is there an overriding theme to all of the songs, would you say?
Yeah, I would say they all have a similar sound, and they're because whether we've got the same players on the tracks, and I would say it has a Nashville kind of Americana sound to it. And there's some pretty cool instrumentation in all the tracks, which I like. But I wouldn't say they're all very similar. Like I think they're all quite different. Um, yeah. Um, there's an outlaw kind of track on there. There's one that's like a really cinematic love ballad. It's they're quite varying, and that's because they were all written within. It was all written and recorded within the span of 3 weeks. So it was a whirlwind project, I would say.
Yeah. Tell me about your songwriting. Do you like to write alone or do you prefer collaborating?
I'd say both. I really enjoy writing on my own. You know, I think it's easier because you're the only critic in the room, but at the same time, co-writing is such a interesting experience. And when you find someone that you really gel with, it's really fun and it's a great way to just come up with ideas and write something that you wouldn't normally write. Um, so I think both are really, really cool ways of creating music.
Yeah. You've had some great supports in your career so far. C.W. Stone King, Mick Thomas, and the great Jim Lauderdale. Tell me about the experience of supporting Jim.
That was amazing. Yeah, I love Jim Lauderdale. He's so cool. Yeah, that was really cool. That was in Sydney last year. And yeah, it was at this cool little bar, and um, it was really special because I was quite nervous supporting, and I just played solo, and so I was quite nervous. And then Jim he watched me play, and then gave me this wonderful, he talked about me on stage, and it was really really lovely. Um, and yeah, got to like hang out with him after the show, and my friend Jeremy Dillon, who's his manager, kind of set the show up as well. So we all got to like hang out after in Sydney, and um, but yeah, he's got some great stories, Jim.
Yeah. Um, So, with the release of the new single, will there be some dates related to that, or will you wait until the EP is out before you ramp up the touring?
I think I'll wait till the EP. Although who knows? When I come back home, I'll probably get itchy feet and want to go out and play shows. I'm thinking about maybe doing an acoustic EP tour, but I don't know. I'm still working out what I'm exactly going to do. Um, but yeah, there'll definitely be some shows coming up, but there's nothing penciled in at the moment.
Yeah. When you think back of your career so far, what have been some of the highlights for you, apart from supporting Jim Lauderdale?
I would say when I played my band showcase in Nashville last year, that was at the five spot. That was really a highlight. That was really, really special. And getting to record with those session musicians was a pretty incredible experience. And I'm trying to think what else. Um, yeah, that one definitely stands out. Um,
And I guess recording in Nashville is pretty special too.
yeah, yeah, that definitely was. But yeah, and I think the music video as well was a pretty big step for me as well. I feel like I'm kind of starting out in a lot of ways, and there's a lot of firsts happening, which is really cool. Love the I'm loving the process. It's very yeah, I love it.
Yeah.
Um, so many highlights. I can't think of them all.
So, what's the grand plan for Misty Harlowe?
Grand plan is to well, I would love to be based over here in the States. That is in my grand plan, which is coming together. And yeah, I would love to be touring over here and um, doing that. And yeah, there's many things that I want to do. It's just getting each one done. Um, yeah, and yeah, I'd love to do an album over here as well.
Yeah. Well, Misty, it's just been great to chat. Welcome to the Wild West single and video will be out very soon, followed by the EP, and we look forward to seeing you back in Australia too.
Thank you so much, Greg. It's great to chat.